long time no see. I'm already seeing that this lighting, is this lighting gonna be a problem? Okay. Hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Hi, my name's Monica, and on this channel, I don't know yet. Frankly, I thought we'd do a little get ready with me, reflect on the year. I wanted to talk about, in a healthy way, ways that I failed in 2023. I saw an Ali Abdaal video where he did this for 2022, and I was like, I just loved it. I'm not sure why. Why did this make me feel so excited? His video created such a peaceful environment around ways that he had failed in the year, and I really loved that. I wanted to do that too. It made me really excited. I was immediately jotting down ways that I felt that I had failed without getting too down on myself. You know, I wasn't like, everything sucks, you know? So I jotted down some reasons and I was like, I think I want to talk about this. So let's get ready. Let's shed some light on some failures. And I'll put everything that I'm using down in the description box below because I know you're going to be curious about it. You're going to be like, what's this little doodle that she's hosing herself down with? Okay, so first way that I failed in 2023, I believe in one of my videos, I said that I was going on sort of a no-buy. You can already tell I failed at my no-buy. Like, if I'm already going, I think in one of my videos I said that I was going on a no-buy question mark. I gave myself rules, like I was only going to buy from certain brands if they released. Long story short, I didn't keep that up at all. And I've done a no-buy, like a full-blown no-buy year that got all of my concentration. I did that in 2019. I had found Hannah Louise Poston's videos right at the end of 2018, which was the end of her no-buy year, I believe. And so she had already had a full year of like videos basically to keep you company, or to keep me company while I was like deciding to do this. And so mine basically went from February 2019 to February 2020. It was really interesting. I mean, I told everybody in my life about it because also I wanted to remember not to shop because it had just been such a huge part of my life. That was a concerted effort. I thought about it every day. Like, that was my project for 2019. That was not this year. That was not how I felt about a no-buy this year. It was very lax. It was very, I mean, it just wasn't the ticket. And I don't think it was exactly the thing that I needed to do again either. So that stopped at some point, like, I don't even know when. What am I doing? But I think a thing that came out of that was my next failure, which was that I wanted to start setting savings goals. Right? I wanted to start saving money. So something that I didn't do, and not that I regret because it just wasn't the time, but something that I didn't do when I was actually doing my no-buy year was set aside money, save any money. I didn't. I basically ended up spending the money on other things like takeout food. You know, I didn't have any restrictions around buying food or anything like that. So first failure, said I was on a no-buy, kicked it to the curb, don't even know when, it's curtains. Second failure ties into that, is that I had savings goals earlier in the year, money that I wanted to save this time around, and I did not hit those goals at all. But what it shed a bunch of light on was that I had no system and no mechanism set up for myself to save. I had all of these spending habits, impulse shopping, buy whatever I want whenever I want it. Hold on, let me just do this chin. I don't know what I'm doing here. I love this primer so much that I want to spit. I love it. It's very hard for me to see. It's very bright in this room. I don't know if you can tell. The sunlight is gleaming. Is that too much for you? Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows without talking because I just feel like I need my full concentration in a room where I can't fully see. Okay, brows are done. Back to the impulse spending. God. like every other YouTuber, I'm like, sorry about the lighting, it's crazy in here. I realized that I had all these behaviors and feelings about spending and saving and how much money I thought I deserved and all this stuff, that I was like, oh, I don't have anything in place to even hit these goals. Like, what am I gonna do about this? So I tried having an accountability group. It didn't really work in terms of my spending goals, but it taught me a lot. So I think this is gonna be the year of getting in charge of finances. And just figuring out how to save money and hold on to it and do smart things with it. But it also like shed a huge light on what my problem areas were in terms of my attitude around money, my behavior around money, and how I actually want to be with money. So it gave me a lot of information. That failure gave me a lot of information, and I mean, what can I say? Thank you for the information. So that was my second failure. Thank you. Thank you, failure. Ooh, how am I gonna talk about this? Okay, I think this directly relates to YouTube, but also like so many other areas of my life. So my third failure of 2023, what I wrote was, I have no idea how my creative pursuits fit into my life at all, / I let the overwhelm of the title / goal get in the way. So what that means is basically I am a singer. I love making YouTube videos. I mean, I love making YouTube videos. I love talking shit in front of a camera. I love it. I'm a very creative person. I always have been, like, since I was a little kid. And I mean, kids are, you know, kids are creative, but it never left. It only grew for me as an adult. Whoa, this is very interesting in this light, but I'm putting on this glitter and I just am like constantly trying to just look wet. Anyway, the sort of artist trope that was modeled for me in my life from a very young age was one of struggle. Artists struggle. They struggle with money. They struggle trusting people. They struggle with partnerships, whether that's business or romantic. And for me as a creative person who has always wanted to incorporate music, performance, all kinds of things, beauty, art into not just my life, but also like my work, what I earn money from, there's always been this sort of push and pull, maybe even not even like fully giving myself permission to do it or permission to even want to do it. I'm using an extremely old palette. Don't judge me. You can, it's the internet. I have a very good day job. I always find myself going like, okay, this is the time, this is when I'm going to basically be my own benefactor. I'm gonna be my own grant and fund my creative life. I'm gonna get myself guitar lessons, which I did. I'm gonna get back into singing lessons. I'm going to devote time to YouTube. I'm going to post on social media in general. I'm going to share this part of myself. Once again, the failure of me figuring out a conducive way to fit these things into my life or to just make them a really celebrated and natural part of my life shed light on the fact that I didn't have any systems in place for it, right? I only had feelings of self-doubt, of shame about wanting to do it in the first place, of shame about still wanting to do it after all these years, when it's really like, after all these years, I'm like, it's just been a part of my life. Like, it won't leave me alone. I still feel the call all the time to pursue creative work. I had no systems in place to really do that. I just had a lot of feelings about it and feelings about wanting to hide it, which is in direct opposition to telling you what I want to do with it, which is like, share it. Share this kind of work that I'm interested in. Let me keep doing my makeup because I'm just talking. So, overwhelm of the title, I mean, as I told you, I'm like, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a YouTuber. I think I was getting in my head too much about these things and what they mean and what I thought people would expect after I said those things. But who people? What people? Like, who is expecting anything of me? Just myself, really. Feeling like I needed to have something to prove to this mystery someone, you know, this mystery judge, that I had to prove myself and prove that I deserved to pursue a creative life. Now, even when I say that, I'm like, pursue a creative life, like, what exactly does that mean? And I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna look for me or how I even want it to look. Okay, YouTuber. What does it even mean? Why did I want to be this in the first place? And I think when I started my channel in 2013, I was so delighted because I had just been already watching for years videos of people talking about makeup and sharing the makeup that they liked. And I am just the #1 makeup person in my life. It felt like my tribe. And I was like, I want to be a part of the tribe. I didn't really have any self-management skills at the time. And I did not realize how much shame I felt about wanting to be an artist and wanting that to be my work. So I had all of these sort of deep-seated feelings while still trying to produce creative work. I was constantly searching for like my friends' approval, my coworkers' approval. I was just so freaked out because I didn't realize that I felt so shameful about wanting to make a career out of being seen. I don't know if any of you grew up very religiously, but I feel like this is kind of a common theme, especially for women in like maybe stricter religious upbringings or traditions, that the desire to be seen is seen as something sinful or shameful, or, you know, you need to be healed from it. I carried a lot of that without knowing it. I mean, I'm sure I still carry it, but now I'm like, I'm shedding a light on it. Look at this light. And I'm trying to move through it as something that I'm like, okay, well, this is what I came into the world with, and it's not going away, and I don't want it to go away. So I think we can be cool with it. I think we can be cool with the fact that I am a gal who wants to be seen. I think that's okay. I think getting too focused on the title took me away from what I actually loved about it. What do I love about being a singer? I love the feeling of singing a song. I love the feeling of singing with people, of creating music with people. When you are sitting with another person that speaks your language musically, it is like you're in another plane of existence when you are creating music with another person. When I am, that's how I feel. Content creator, what does that mean? Like, what are the things that I enjoyed about it in the first place? I love like coming up with an idea. I love the brainstorming process. I love the filming process, even though sometimes I'm, you know, feeling down or not particularly like energetically like hot stuff and I don't want to film, but I love talking through ideas anyway. I love getting ready. Speaking of which, let's keep it going. So yeah, I think getting in touch with what the title actually means that I do, and like reminding myself as much as possible, this is why I wanted to do it in the first place, because it feels good to do. It feels right. It feels like, I don't know, feels like part of my place in the world. Maybe the solution is like set some preliminary goals and see how it goes. Remain observant, remain reflective. I downloaded a planner on Notion, so maybe that's gonna happen. Okay, I think we've talked enough about title. Geez, hopefully that makes sense. I have no idea what I said. This is a decidedly sparkly, summery look for being the dead of winter, but that's California for you. Okay, and the last thing, I think this is thing number 5. I think I covered them all, is that there is a particular creative project that I really wanted to relaunch in the fall of 2023. It didn't happen. And it's a show that I produced with a friend, and it's called Tjejsnack. And Tjejsnack is a Swedish word for girl talk. I'm half Swedish, and it's misspelled in our branding because I misspelled it, but then it became our unique stamp on the word. It's basically a little 5-minute show celebrating the magic of female friendship. We have a whole season on YouTube already. It's very funny. We're two funny ladies. If you need a couple best friends to hang out with, like, here's our channel for you. Here's our little hangout with you. We filmed a whole nother season of it. Both her and I, with the first season, we were both very ready, willing, and able to devote time and energy to producing a show like that. I was the main editor. She would give me a bunch of notes. We would go back and forth on notes. The notes themselves could be a comedy primer. I mean, it was just so funny. It worked really well for a few months while we were producing the season. And then she started a beautiful family and her priorities changed. And once again, when I wrote this list, I wasn't really thinking about like themes and stuff like that, but I'm like, I didn't have a system. We have all of these other episodes filmed for a second season, but the actual production of it fell off because our rhythm that we had established, I mean, it changed. It had to change because she had these beautiful babies. She was taking care of the beebs. We tried incorporating another friend, our wonderful friend Daniel, to be the editor, but it just didn't work for me. And I'm not sure why. But I felt very comfortable like submitting a deadline to her or like saying, I'm gonna have this by this time. I know I'm saying her. It's my beautiful friend, Emily Kunkel. Very funny woman. I know how much a deadline achieved means to her. And so there was a lot of reward for me, I think, in that. There was a lot of like, I'm making my friend feel happy. I'm producing some artistic work. I'm getting better at editing. I got so much from producing that show. And so I wanted to relaunch it this year, but because of the priority shift, it really kind of has to be me at the helm. And in terms of systems, in terms of management of a project, I'm like, wow, I didn't realize how like inadequate I felt and how guilty I felt at it having waited so long. And I felt so guilty for like a few years about it. And I'm like, I want to stop that feeling. I still want to produce the remaining episodes, but again, I think the scheduling and everything, it really kind of has to be led by me. And that to me is really scary. Can I just say that I want to get these episodes out and then we say, great job, well done. I'm so sorry about this light. I don't know what to do. Look at this. Wait, does it look like I'm like shooting magic out of my hands? Oh, she's snack. So I'm giving myself this year, and I'm very aware of the fact that the reason why the production schedule fell apart in the first place is that there wasn't an effective system in place. There just wasn't a system in place that worked. If you have any tips about project management, about a project that you have a lot of feelings around, I'm like basically trying not to let my feelings get in the way of actually producing something, you know, actually doing something that I want to do. So this project, Shea Snack in particular, I want to get the lost second season up on YouTube and just share it with you. It's a really fun, good time. So everybody shut up. It's great. Okay, so I think that's it. I mean, my makeup is on. You can see I've got glitter up to the wazoo. I could probably put on more, but you know. Should I put on a little setting spray? It's gonna make me even dewier. I'm very dewy. But that's it. I think I have some ideas for where I want the channel to go. I don't even know if you can hear me right now, so let me just stop. But yeah, that's how I failed in 2023. Let's shed some light on it. Let's shed some light on our failures and maybe, I don't know, gain a little perspective. I would love to hear from you, absolutely. If you want, in the comments, share maybe a way that you failed this year, any insight you've gained from it. If you don't want to, just let me know what you think of this. I'm very happy to have you here, and thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in the next video. Later, skaters. Bye.